Hey guys, today I'm gonna sit outside because it is a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm going to paint my toenails because the last time I got them painted was on camera and they still have the toenail polish on, which shows it lasts, but it's chipped, it is hideous, and it needs to go. So I thought I would paint my toenails today, sit out here with you guys and answer what you guys wanted me to talk about on camera. I've got my toenail polish. I'm actually gonna be using this color here from Lights Lacquer. I need to shake it up. This is Heffa. I think I'm saying that right. It's like this really pretty green color. I rarely paint my nails anymore. I do like to, but I'm in the garden so much. And then for remover, I have the Lights Lacquer Polish Potion. This is a non-acetone nail polish remover. I'm gonna paint my toenails and chat with you guys about life. I've got my matcha here. If you've been following along on stories on Instagram, I've been talking to you guys for the last few months that I am trying to completely cut out coffee, and I've become a matcha girl. I didn't understand the craze. I didn't understand what people were talking about, because the first time I tried matcha was in LA 6 years ago, and I had never had it. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would taste kind of like vanilla-y. The one I had from this very uptown restaurant, it tasted like seaweed in a cup, and I was like, absolutely 0% happening from me. I've been a matcha hater ever since. But recently my husband was like, I don't want to drink coffee anymore. Doesn't make me feel very good, makes me too jittery. And he wanted to switch to something a little bit healthier. So he switched to matcha, and he is obsessed. And I was like, dude, I don't think so. It tastes like seaweed. He's like, try it again. So I tried it. Immediate overnight obsession. I'm talking, I cannot stop drinking it. I love it so much. And the matcha that I'm drinking today is from Mudwater. Now, this one's a little bit different, and I would like to thank Mudwater for sponsoring today's video, because when they reached out to me, it was right after I started my new matcha craze, and they were like, do you want to try our products? And I was like, absolutely 1000%. Oh, it is so effing good. I cannot even tell you. It is absolutely delicious. So I am addicted to caffeine. I have been for years. I am an everyday coffee drinker, but I wanted to personally switch to matcha because I find for myself personally, there's something about the amount of caffeine that is in coffee. I started slowly reducing the amount that I was drinking every day, but I still found it hard, and I still found that my anxiety levels were really high. When I reduced, I used to drink 3 cups of coffee a day. When I reduced down to 1, it was way better, but when I switched to matcha, I find that the energy that it gives me is way more consistent and way less anxious. It's so delicious too. The way that I make it is I mix the Mudwater in. So this one is the matcha version, like the chai matcha. And I like to mix this in with a little bit of water, and I use the frother that I got from Mudwater, and it's super good. It spins really, really fast and really agitates it. I spin that in there for a few minutes, and then I add it into a cup full of ice, and then I pour a little bit of heavy cream on top of it. You can use whatever kind of milk. You can use oat milk or regular milk or whatever you want, soy milk. And then I personally add honey and a splash of vanilla. I do that because I just, it's like Christmas in a cup. It's so divine tasting. It's so good. It's cry-worthy. There's also a chai hot chocolate version. It's like cacao and chai. So delicious. It tastes like a really spiced hot chocolate. I would say compared to a traditional matcha, it depends. I would say, I don't know, it's got that chai flavor. So if you like the spices of chai, it's absolutely delicious. It's got a fraction of the caffeine, which is better for energy without the crash that you get. It supports focus because it has lion's mane. It's got cordyceps for energy and reishi and chaga for immunity. It's got 0 sugar, 0 sweeteners, USDA certified organic, and Whole30 approved. You guys can upgrade your morning ritual if you want to, like I did, and try Mudwater. You guys can click the link in the description of this video or scan the QR code up on the screen. And make sure to use my exclusive discount code RawBeautyKristi, and that will get you 15% off of your starter kit plus a free frother, and this frother is good. Try how good that is.
Try?
The way that I made it.
What is it?
Mudwater. Right? The way I made that. Thank you again so much to Mudwater for sponsoring today's video, and now we're gonna hop into what you guys wanted to chat about while I paint my nails. So many people want me to talk about GLP-1's and my thoughts on everyone's response to Jaclyn Hill. I have a couple of different thoughts on this. Not that it's any of my business, number one, but I wanted to say this isn't just a Jaclyn Hill thing. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, recently, so Jaclyn Hill over the last couple of years has been losing weight, and she's been documenting it on, what she's calling Jaclyn's journey on her channel. And recently she came out and talked about how she wanted to be honest and talked about how she started, I think in January, doing GLP-1's or Ozempic. People had a lot to say about it. I'm gonna give you my opinion. I don't know, I feel like I have two different opinions. So number one, I wanna say, first of all, it's none of my business. It's none of any of our business. However, when people make something public, it becomes everybody's business. At the end of the day though, it's none of our place to talk. When somebody does have a public platform and they do talk about something, it becomes a talking point. I know that because I exist in this same space. It is absolutely her right to do whatever she wants with her body. Obviously, people are gonna have a say about it because that's the nature of the internet, that people always have something to say. It's Jaclyn Hill's body and she can do whatever she wants with it. I'm gonna take both sides here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm also going to give my position on GLP-1's, which I don't think I've made secret at all. This color is actually really pretty. Really, really pretty. I like it. I don't know if you guys can see. So she talked about how basically she lost 40 pounds naturally, and then that last stubborn amount that she wanted to lose, she did everything she could. She was doing Pilates, she was eating in a caloric deficit, she was doing all kinds of things, and the weight would not come off whatsoever. So she went to her doctor, requested blood work. The doctor was like, oh, hey, with your blood work issues, I suggest that we do a low dose GLP-1 to help you get the weight off. And then she did. She documented that process. She lost almost 20 pounds, I think, ish, with the GLP-1, and she documented that process on YouTube. And when she came out with the video talking about it, people were pissed because they were like, you said you weren't going to do Ozempic, or that you hadn't done it, and then you lied and you did it. But the thing is, then Jaclyn comes out and says, I could have lied and said I wasn't doing a GLP-1. Like a lot of different influencers or celebrities do. Like they don't even come out and talk about it. They lose a shit ton of weight, and then people are like, wow, they look really amazing. And they never tell anybody that they were on Ozempic, or they were on mounjaro or semaglutides or GLP-1s, whatever you wanna call it. And so on the one hand, it's disappointing for people because they're like, I thought that you did this all natural. I've been looking up to you for an inspiration, and then I'm finding out that you did a GLP-1. On the other hand, she can't win. Because if she had kept it a secret, she's a liar. And then if she tells you guys, hey, I'm doing one, she's damned if she doesn't, she's damned if she doesn't. And she's like, I just wanted to be honest. I just wanted to tell the truth. I could have just kept it a secret like a lot of other people that I find out in this industry. And a lot of people are doing GLP-1s that don't even say anything. So I don't think she had to, number one, share. But two, I'm glad she did. I'm glad that she was forthcoming and talked about it. I think that that's a good thing. I think it's always a good thing to be forthcoming and honest and to not lie to your audience. So I think she did the right thing. That is taking a GLP-1 and not pretending that she didn't. Why is anybody gonna wanna be honest about their journey or about their about what they're going through if when they are honest, they're absolutely shit on to high heavens, and people are being so rude to them and being like, I fucking knew it, you're a liar. Why would anybody want to be honest? Why would that promote people trying to be forthcoming? People are just gonna start lying, and people have been lying. You heard about that influencer recently who did, she was selling a course, and then she came out talking about how she had been on a GLP-1 for a year and selling her course about how a caloric deficit exercise were the reasons for her weight loss, when you find out that for the last year she had been doing Ozempic. That's uncool, and that's really, really shady and really shitty in my opinion, and the backlash that she's gotten, rightfully so, and earned, because you cannot lie to people and tell them like that. That is a bold-faced lie. Selling a course and profiting off of a lie, saying, I did it this way, and here's how you can do it too, and then the whole time you were on a GLP-1. Whereas Jaclyn Hill was just losing weight, and then she came out and told you a couple of months later. I think what this should do, of anything that should happen from a situation like this, is that we should all recognize that you are following human beings and influencers are just people. And we should be, you know, you can follow people all you want and get inspiration from people all you want, but at the same time, we need to, in every circumstance, take everything with a grain of salt and just be careful what we believe. I'm not saying this because of Jaclyn, I'm saying on the internet, you never know. And so just be cautious about everything that you see always. Everything could be AI nowadays. I could be AI. But that's another thing I want to drive home. So anyone can feel any way they want about their body. That's fine. You can look in the mirror and want to change every little aspect about yourself as a person. You could want to lose weight. You could want to get more toned. You could want to get more curvy. But I do find that the obsession that people have with getting as thin as humanly possible, to me, is concerning, because it's not rooted in reality. Like, yes, you can want to get thin, I suppose, but to what end? I just wish that people could see themselves for how I see them. Literally perfect, like absolutely beautiful, 10 of 10, stunning, beautiful, not a iota about them needs to change. But there is a beauty standard that people are held to where they feel like they have to do semaglutide, they have to do GLP-1 in order to just get that last bit off. And it's like, you are stunning. You don't need to. I know you want to, but like, what I wish instead of trying medication, what people would do is try to change their own mind about who they are and what their bodies look like and how they could be happy with the body that they have, because I wish they could truly see how stunning and gorgeous they are. And it's just like, I don't know, I get it. There's an impossible beauty standards, specifically in Los Angeles. I've been there. It's rough. Everybody is. I understand, like, you know, people can do whatever they want with their bodies, and body shaming goes both ways. You don't want to shame anybody for being too thin. You don't want to shame anybody for being too large. You really just want to accept people for who they are, and you also want to accept them for where they're at. But I do see that a lot of people are resulting to GLP-1s for rapid weight loss when I just want, and you can do whatever you want with your body, but I just wish people loved themselves a little bit more without needing to make themselves hate all food because of Ozempic. I know people want to look a certain way, like, don't get me wrong, I've wanted to like look a certain way too. I guess when I was watching Jaclyn's video, I hurt for her because I just wanted her, I wish she could see what I see. And I know that it's not about, like, she doesn't hate herself or anything like that, and she just wants to lose those last stubborn bits, but like hearing that like she had that love of food and that's like the thing that makes her happy and it's so exciting, and then like by the end of the video she's like, I don't like this, I don't even enjoy food anymore. Mommy. People can do whatever they want with their bodies. I do like people are being forthcoming. I wish people would be nicer to people who are forthcoming about it, because then people are just gonna start hiding it because they don't wanna face the backlash. But I also wish that people could understand that they are beautiful and they don't need Ozempic to be perfectly thin and skinny. I understand you look at people in the spotlight and you're like, wow, like look at Kristi Aguilera, like look at all these people. Like you can look at, what's her name? All About That Bass, Meghan Trainor. You look at all these people and they look, I mean, they've lost a ton of weight. Does that always equal out to be a positive thing? I don't know. Well, I hope so. I hope truly that there aren't lasting side effects, that there aren't problems with this, but I don't know. Like, I guess I just don't care. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's whatever people want to do with their body, as long as it's being a good example for other people, because I do know that a lot of young impressionable girls are going to be doing Ozempic because people that they watch online are. I just want people to be comfortable in the skin that they're in. I want people to be happy with the bodies that they have, but ultimately if they're not, they have every right to do anything that they want to do. You can get lipo, you can get breast implants, you can do whatever you want. As long as you don't lie to people about that, I think that's fine. So I think ultimately what Jaclyn did is a good thing, and coming out and talking about it and being honest about it and showing the ups and downs of the process, I think is admirable. And I think that people shitting on her is ultimately why people, celebrities and influencers, will start to lie about being on GLP-1s, because they don't want to hear it, they don't want the backlash. And see, one of the other things that people wanted me to talk about was body image. I'm really struggling. I'm probably the wrong person to talk to, because I've mentioned this many times in the past. I don't look at what I look like. I don't take that into consideration. I like makeup. I think it's fun to, you know, wear makeup and stuff like that. But as far as like my body is concerned, longevity, those things are really important to me. I have PCOS and I have an extremely hard time losing weight. So I have just come to complete acceptance with the body that I have, nourishing it and it feeling okay. That is number one importance to me, because I have a chronic pain condition. My pain being under control is like one of the most important things to me. So getting enough sleep, getting enough hydration, eating a balanced diet, making sure that we're not eating out, taking care of myself, doing art. Those things are what keep my mental state and my brain and my pain a lot lower. So my body doesn't really matter. I'll show you what it looks like. But like, I'm sure that so many people watching this might be like, you should do Ozempic. I don't want it. I already have anxiety issues. I've heard lots of things about people getting anxiety on it. Maybe not. Maybe it's no big deal. I don't want to feel nauseous. I don't want to feel full constantly. I don't want to feel any of that. Nausea is like awful for me. I absolutely hate the feeling of nausea. I would rather feel like anything other than, I hate a headache more, but I just don't like it. I don't want to experience feeling like shit. Because I think from the way that I understand it, like Ozempic and all those other drugs like GLP-1's, they make the food noise go down, but they can also make you feel full and nauseous and just uninterested in food. And that is, I'm good. If you're vibing in the body that you have, fantastic. If you are struggling, just know your worth comes down to so much more than what you look like. And I know that sounds so simplistic and everybody talks about that all the time and everybody's like, oh my God, you're not your weight. You're literally not. Who gives a shit? I know you might right now, but like the main thing that I found is that when I'm a smaller weight, people treat me better. And I get more opportunities and I get more respect from people. And I do not like that. I think that's pretty shitty. I'm not trying to downplay what you're experiencing. Just, I'm a hard person to ask because I don't care. I don't think about it. It doesn't affect my day. It doesn't even factor itself into my day. It used to be all consuming. And then I recognized that who gives a shit? Like, nobody cares. If you care what I look like, that's weird. It's funny, I feel like the majority of what you guys wanted me to talk about was weight loss culture and influencers dramatically losing weight. I don't know, man. I feel like it ebbs and it flows. It goes from absolutely rail thin, Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton back in the day, like Lindsay Lohan, absolute, they called it heroin chic, to like big ass, everybody's getting a BBL, Kardashian bodies. The bigger, the better, the curvier, the better. And now we're back to this. I just think it's unhealthy for kids to see. Obviously kids probably shouldn't be on social media anyway if they are, so we have to be aware of that. It's unhealthy to put such an emphasis on weight. I'm gonna talk about this while eating a taco that my husband just made me. Good. Everybody needs to get themselves a husband like mine. He's literally one of the best cooks I've ever eaten their food. Like he knows flavors and he doesn't taste food as he's cooking it. Like if he's making a soup, he never like tastes it and it always comes out fire. This was mostly about weight. That's the majority of what you guys wanted me to talk about today. I think it's because we're heading into summer. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's on freaking GLP-1. Everybody's feeling bad about themselves. Come on, you guys. We can do better than this. Go sing karaoke. Eat a taco. Chill out a little bit. It's a pants size. We're all gonna be fine. Relax a little bit. Eat some watermelon. Drink water. Read a book. Get fresh air. And get off the damn internet. We all need to. Everybody on the internet is just a person. You don't know. You know what? Let's all work on this instead of this. We can work on both, but let's work on this a little bit more. Let's get our minds right to why we feel like we need to. We should care for our health. We should care for our bodies. We should care about eating as healthily as we can for the nutrition of our bodies. We should focus on eating local if we can, whatever's accessible to you in the healthiest way that's possible. It's gonna be okay. You guys have seen me fluctuate in my weight over the years. Oh my gosh, that's all I used to care about. It's all I used to think about. It's all I used to care about. I literally was hyper obsessed with every bite of food that went into my mouth. I cared about I would weigh myself multiple times per day. I remember there was a time where I did the HCG diet where I was eating 800 calories a day to try to lose weight. You guys, I was starving myself, and then I developed gallstones and so many different things. And that's the thing, like, for what? Ultimately to end up in the same position I probably would have been in, or I probably would have been healthier if I hadn't have done all those things. The crash dieting was absolutely horrendous for my body. I lost weight, I gained it back. I felt bad about myself, and then I was fine. And, you know, I've had, you know, criticism on my body. I've been on the internet for like 13 years. So I've had all the gamut of people saying all kinds of things about my weight and my body and my lack of self-control and how ugly I am. And ultimately I got to a point where I'm like, does any of this matter? It doesn't. It really doesn't. Health is great. It's so great to have good health. You can do whatever you want. It's your body. Live your life the way that you see fit. I'm gonna live mine the way that I see fit. And right now, that is not starving myself, not counting calories, not eating 500 calories a day to try to lose weight in a Biggest Loser competition that I ended up winning because I starved myself. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you at my next video.